How are you doing this fine evening? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well as well. It's nice to be back after the holidays. Let me see if everything is working all right, and hopefully you had a nice holiday as well. If you did celebrate some holiday, and if you haven't, then I hope you enjoyed the time without me or at least have missed me a little bit. Now I've changed the structure of my office and my streaming desk a little bit, so it can be that some things will be off, and we'll figure that out today. Let's see if everything is working. We have a Restream chat right here. Let's see if everything's working there. And I don't have complete confidence that this is working as expected, so let's send out a test. You see, I'm not always wrong. It's what you get when you're using your own custom tools to do these kinds of things. Then you need to wonder if everything is working as expected, and then sometimes things are not turned on. And now it does work, and I can press this button and there it goes. So the chat is working. That's nice. I see that everything's working except for my LinkedIn. So that's a little bit peculiar. How can we disable this? And then enable it again. Hopefully that will help out, because I want everybody to join, of course, also on LinkedIn. So if you're on LinkedIn, and now it's getting started, I guess. And thank you for all people joining today. We'll be diving in shortly. Unable to connect. Oh dearie dear. What's with that? Well, I guess that's it for LinkedIn, right? We need to do that another different time. It's what it is. Let's see if at least Twitch is working. Yes, it does. So that's nice. Let's see if the other platform called X is working, and also for YouTube, because it's very important that I want to be able to just stream everywhere. The reason? Because people like to view things on their own platform. Why limit to one platform if you can do multiple with a simple tool? Except for LinkedIn today, of course. So that's what it is. I will quickly send out a message to LinkedIn to say that I'm live on YouTube. Join me. On YouTube. Let's see. Stream, and that should be it. Paste, and at least people on LinkedIn now know that I'm live. On Facebook I can also place it. I don't know if everybody knows that I'm again in the schedule like I did before, but that's what it is. Let me so let me send that one out real quick. And that should be it. I'm also streaming to YouTube and Facebook, I see. And that should be it. So now I can focus on doing the stream kind of thing. Awesome. That's nice. So my holiday was great, actually. It was great to have a time off to do something different. And with different, I mean, we've been working with home renovations, preparing for it. The whole of September will be in terms of home renovations. So expect no live streams in September, and perhaps no videos, because I can't record any videos in September because we are doing home renovations, and the ground floor, I guess, is going to be handled. So yeah, at least know that. I want to start off the stream with that I won't be streaming in September. So this week and next week is the last week already that I'm streaming, but after September, I guess mid-October, will be golden. So that's always good. Let's see if everything's still working. I have trust issues with the streaming tool sometimes. Restream.io I'm using, but not the studio version. It works, so let's not look at that anymore. So for today, I saw that Kevin Geary had a nice video. Let's start off with that one about how you can use some kind of framework to get started with changing things. And I just love that the guy is sharing his knowledge, right? You can talk all about Gavin Geary, and he does teach on a free basis. This time, of course, promoting a little bit his tool as well, EtchWP, but it's fine, right? He's giving away a free way to understand how this works. And here he goes over, let's see at what point. I haven't looked into it completely, but I do like that he's trying to teach a 5 structure. Probably for most people, you already know this, right? It's a framework that is the 5 S's. I don't like these two being together. I hope he isn't German in the past, but it doesn't have a good ring to it the way it's written. Gavin, if you see this video, please do a different kind of title. It got some World True vibes to it. But what he is saying in this video, in this live stream, and I can share it in the chat as well, is that I need to pick the right chat. There we go. That there are 5 S's that you need to be aware of if you build something, right? You can always reuse this kind of framework. And the first S is structure. So how are things built? What do you need to get a certain look and feel? The second is semantics. Is it semantically correct according to Google and according to others to do these kinds of things? And then we have selectors. You have to add classes and you need to name them properly. He prefers to use the BEM method, but there are tons of different methods on how you can use the selectors for it. There's also the before and after selector. You can name it and watch the video to get them more in depth. Then you have styling and states. So different states for it, like it's hovered or whatsoever. But I really like the approach that he's showing how this works. And just wanted to give you a heads up that this is available for free and you can try to do it yourself in a whatever kind of page builder you're using. You can use Bricks Builder. You can even use it on CodePen if you'd like to. If we go to codepen.io, you can write HTML, CSS yourself, and you don't have to have Etch to try to do this. So just a note. Secondly, I have a nice thing going because I got in the YouTube partnership program, which is very awesome. I'm very excited about that. I know that is nothing to be very excited about, but I'm happy that I'm part of the group, but I'm not part of the AdSense monetization kind of thing yet. I'm now part of the membership, and it only took me 2 years to do so. So yay, I'm happy. And lastly, will be with then all those things out of the way. Let's continue on what we wanted to do today, because on a Etch website, this one right here, I'm just testing out Etch, seeing how things work and trying out to build things, getting a feel for Etch, but also ACSS. And as you can see, I'm trying to rebuild my own website. And we also have another website. Let's see, here is live stream, this one. And there we go over this design that we see right here. I've used some building blocks from different kind of UI kits, and we have built up till this section, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time, so let's see. We also need to update, of course. Let's update it immediately. Update. What do you do with updates? Do you do auto updates, or do you use another tool for it? At work, we are trying to get, at my day job, I work as an employee at a company, and there we are using main.wp. Not fully utilized yet, to be fair, but yeah, it's a starting point. I also have heard about WP Remote, very good things. on how to handle auto updates and that sort of things. And you also have WP Umbrella, if I remember correctly. Those are the 3 biggest ones that I know of. But how do you handle updates? Let me know in the comments down below. Or if you are in the chat, give me a shout out on what tool you prefer to use. And if you don't want to interact with the chat, that's fine as well. I will talk to myself. I'm kidding. I'm always talking to myself, by the way. So I'm not actually kidding, I guess. Let's continue on. So here we are. This was the page we're working on. My monitor is a bit crooked. And by the way, most people would have missed it, but I had my birthday as well in the beginning of August. And as a present, I bought myself a new desk, and I'm very happy about it. Look at the desk. This is now my new streaming setup, so I now have edges where I can put arms on and that sort of thing. So I'm really happy about it. All right, continuing on. So let's see, we have this section already created. That's the section right here. It's not fully the right color, but the structure is in there. We also played around a little bit with the grids. Then we have the featured parts, which are a loop with cards, as we can see right here. Also, that one is not completely styled yet, but structures in there, so we can reutilize it. And because we're using components for the cards, we can change up the cards and do in what iteration chain things. And the next part of the structure will be this testimonial section, where this thumbnail is also one. So let's get on with it. So let's see what the structure looks like, right? We have we already built it a little bit right here, I see. But I see that as you can see, we have grabbed the client's trusts, we have testimonials, we have a lead or intro of the section, and we have that right here. So we can edit the component. I see that we have set this to an H1, but I guess that needs to be a span, because that's just a subsection to highlight what's going on next. Then we have our heading, which is a P, but I want that one to be H2. So we change that one up to H2. And maybe we can also just recreate the section. I think it would be fair to do so, right? We're starting from scratch, boys and girls. If there are boys and girls watching, else it will be men and women. We have intro. Then I will be... So how can we best approach this? Because this component already exists. I don't know how we can manage the components itself. We have delete. Nice. All right, we keep it as is. So the structure of this intro section right here is that we have an intro. We have an intro div. Then we have a accent heading. We have a heading. We have a intro text, and we have a button right here. And the button has a link as well. And as you can see, everything is set up with properties that are right on the left side. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to see if I have... We're going to add another site, because I just want to do this from scratch. The testimonials from scratch. I'm using EchtWP, by the way, to do these kinds of things, because it's really easy to set up. Damn it. Not as easy as I thought, but we'll get over it. Let me create a site real quick, because this isn't from the start, right? It feels like cheating if we are doing that right now. EtchWP.com. Let's see. Where can I... account, and then we also need a CSS, automatic CSS. I'm doing a live install because I don't have anything blank installed right now. We have 7 sites, so yeah, let's hit magic login. then let's see, order history, licenses, and then we have the download files. Download the latest version. Like a version patched for the very first time. Downloads. Do we have other downloads that we can download? For instance, we also need a theme. Now I'm not showing everything yet because I don't know where and when I will show my license. So we go to plugins, add new plugin, and then upload a plugin, choose from file. Then we have somewhere we have Etch, right? That's the only Etch that we have. So I guess the plugin itself wasn't downloaded yet. There we go. Etch plugin, and then we install the Etch theme as well. I'm sorry that I have to do this live, but it is what it is, right? I want to do it properly. Add theme. Let's upload. Choose the file, Etch theme, and then we need to download. Log in. Successfully logged in. View details and downloads. 4.0 dev 21. And let's get the licenses out. Dashboard. Activate. License. And let's go right here. Then I'm going to change the screen and copy and paste my license in so you guys don't see it. I'm sorry, but I'm happy to share, but not all of it. And then I also need to install ACSS, so we have everything that we need to get this working on the road. Install the CSS. I'm sorry. Sometimes it can be like that after the holidays, right? Activate plugin. Let's go to license, save and activate. And there we go. Everything is ready. So we can now start on doing add a page. All right. Let's start with the home page. Home page. And publish. Add it with Etch and let's go for it. Let's see how we can get this thing running, right? So the first thing Kevin taught us, I don't know, is to look at what kind of blocks we have in here. So this whole section is a block. Let's not do a fill, but a stroke of red. Always looks good, right? Red and then very big. So we have a block right here. And then we have a block right here, and we have another block right here that's containing the cards. And that's how you structure what's in there, right? Let's see. And then we have separate cards. So those are 3 blocks as well, or 3 times the structure. And let's see, we can do this as one structure, but we also want an image. So I guess we want to have this as part of a structure like this. And this is how you break up and see, all right, what kind of structure is in there and what do we need. The same for this one. So we have a quote text above with an image and some text, and we can copy and paste it, and we have a name right here. So I guess this is a bit of the structure that Kevin Geary meant in the stream as well. And here we have an image. Now it looks very ugly or fugly for people liking the term. So now you know, before I delete everything. All right, so this is how we structure it, right? We have a section as a whole, then we have a top section with 3 text kind of things. Then we have 3 cards with the lower section of the section, which contains 3 cards. In the cards, they have different kind of boxes, one containing the icon, title, and paragraph, and an image at the bottom, and 1 card for quotes with a quote top and a quote bottom. So now that we have an idea of what we want to build and what we need, we can reflect that in our page builder, right? So what do we start off with? We start off with a big section, right? With a big section, I mean the overall section that we are visiting right now. So this is the overall section. And what's in there? There are 2 divs, right? There's a div above and a div below. So we have created the overall. And now we have 2 boxes as well. So let's add 2 boxes. Inside of the first box, we see that there are 3 text types. We have the accent heading, the normal heading, the H2, and the lead or paragraph. So heading, and text. So we have the structure of the first. And then we go for the next one. So we have this one all set up. And now let's break down this one, right? We have 3 divs actually, because there are 3 cards. So we go to the second div and add 3 cards, 1, 2, 3. And in the first card, what did we have there? We have an icon there, which is an SVG. We have a title and a piece of text and an image, right? But because the scaling can be different, we need to have different sections of in there. Because I want the image to be on the lower half of the card, and maybe change it up a little bit later on. And I want the contents to be together with the icon in the top section. So we need 2 divs again. So let's add it, 1, 2. And in the first one, we have an image, a title, and a paragraph. So an SVG, because it's an icon, right? It's not really an image. We have a title and we have a paragraph. And the second one, we have the image that we want to preview, right? It's this one right here. Then for the next one, we have another card. So this is how I usually do this. I build out every section one by one to see what's in there. So we have 2 divs. Did I put in 2 divs? No, I haven't. So I have to remove these ones and add a flex div. And in that one, I will add an SVG and a paragraph, if I remember correctly. Yes. And then in the second div, so we need to add another one, flex div. And in that one, we need to have our image, text and a text, right? So that would be an image, a text and a text for the name and preview image. And then on the left-hand side, it is actually the similar card to this one. It only has a tagline in there. But because we designed it, we can omit it. That's the nice thing if you do the development and design yourself. If you think midway, why did I add that? Remove it. It's fine. So now we have the basic structure on all this whole section, right? We have the grep clients. We have this one. So let's start out with building that one. So this is our section intro. This is the section, this is the inner, and instead of section, I want it to be called testimonials. Then we have the section intro, and the section intro can actually be used on different places as well. So we can make a specific BAM class naming just for this section, because then you can reuse it, right? So we use, then I need to rename this, because this will be accent. because this is the first section, it actually needs to be in H2. And then related to it is the heading. But I want my heading to be the first one that's being called, because this will be the name of the section. So let's turn this around. Hey, CloudSec, how are you doing? Yeah, it's been a while since I've been live, right? Nice of you to join and see that I'm live. And let's type in here intro. Now we have built out our section. We can create BAM classes for it. But I want this accent heading to be on top of the heading here. So what we can do is change this to flex and display all flex. Oh, I love the auto naming and flex. Actually, it is already showing as I want it. And then we can change the order here to 1. Order 1. And there we go. This should be then order 2. Order 2. And the last one, the paragraph should be order 3. So now you're using the right structure in the HTML, but you've changed visually how it works, right? Because the heading, the main name of this will be testimonials. That's the point we're in right now. We are in the testimonials and we want to grab the client's attention. Grab client's attention. Couple of weeks, I'm doing well. Was watching the new Alien show. No idea what kind of show that is. I'm now very curious, as you can imagine, little brother, because I haven't heard about it. So here we have these heading, and that's part of the intro of the div. And then we have a card, right? So this is going to be called the card. And this is the card. Did I put the wrong section in the card? No, it is the right one. And this will be card intro. Intro. And this is part of the awards. So it will be card awards. And this will be the top. I really don't know how you would call it. And then we have the bottom. Alien from Alien versus Predator. Ah, I see. How is it? I've seen some trailers going by, so I don't know if I'm going to watch it, but it looks like a lot of fun. We have card. Awards, top, SVG, and a heading. Then we have a text, bottom we have image. All right. And cards, let's call it cards because they're plural, right? And here we have card dash awards because this is a award card. Award card. And let's add dot card in here. Now what we can do is style it ourselves, but ACSS has a very handy functionality that if we go in there, we go to cards and we turn on the card framework, we go to options, we have light, automatically start card, default cards to display and auto container query support. Looks like fun. Let's hit save and let's just do it. It's really good show so far. That's nice. Always good to hear. I guess it will be exciting. And as you can see, it now has added some spacing between every side. But also made this text a little bit tinier. We can change that in our typography. Instead of text S, I want it to be text M. Bottom text size should also be M. That will be nice. Let's hit save. And now it has changed there as well. Let's go back to our card. So that's the first card that we have set up using the card framework. Then we go to the next one. This is an overview. Did I just duplicate it? I guess I did. And then we build out the next section. Or did we? Oh, damn. Can we undo the deletion? I don't know if we can. Where's the undo button? Ah, Ctrl Z is not working, I guess. So we have to rebuild this card. It's fine. We had 2 divs. We have one div with on SVG and a piece of text for the quote. We need to delete the heading because we don't need a heading. We do need this one. And for the second one, we'll be adding an image and 2 text fields. So this will be a title of the card, intro of the card, and in here we have the quote, and this is the quote image, and this will be the name. And should the other one be something specific? Let's see. Job position. Job position. This will be part of the cards, and this will be the what's called testimonial card. Card testimonial. This will be the quote itself. Quote top. This will be the quote, and this will be the person. An image will be the avatar. Then we have first name, last name. And let's create BAM classes for everything. And there we go. Bam! Already created. And apparently it's already a card. All of the text that is part of a card. So that's nice. Then we go into our cards and we want to duplicate this one because we want 3 in there. Then we go into our cards and add cards in there. That's cards. We add a class. Then we add a display of grid. And then we do a grid template columns of grid 3. There we go. We now have our cards in here. Awesome. And then we have our title, we have the quote cards, the award card. So this is Crazy Award, and this is, I don't know what yet. And this is the testimonial. So to make it easier for us to know what goes where, we go, that piece of text goes there. Let's put them side by side for now. Copy this one in. Copy this one in. Copy the quote in. Copy the text in. But I don't need the image right here, so we can remove it. Keyboard shortcuts doesn't work. The right-click delete doesn't work yet. We don't need the bottom for this one. So now we have our cards. So for the card awards, I actually want it by default to have a grayish light color. So what we can do is for now select in our ACSS the color palette. We have the primary. We could use that one as a default or base. I do like a monotone setup. So maybe we can use one color to just do everything. And then we have the base and neutrals. That's the only thing that we need. And then we don't need our primary color. Let's see. So background dash base. Ooh, look at that. It's semi-light. Ooh, we can make it even lighter. Base. It's all about the base. Semi-light, transparent, ultra light. Oh, look at that, very subtle. That looks awesome. So then we have these sections, right? Ooh, look at that. It also has a hover effect already. But what I want is for the image to touch the button. So there are multiple ways to do this. We can remove the margin at the bottom, but I want the margin to be the spacing between here. So what we can do, hopefully, and perhaps it's not recommended, but it's the way it could work, is go to a calc of minus dash dash chord gap, right? Chord gap. So we have a 2 would be enough. It doesn't work. Let's see. To rem. And it should be bottom. -2 rem. There we go. Oh, Fallout Season 2 starting December. Oh, nice. I still haven't watched Fallout 1, the full season, to be fair. So I need to watch that first, I guess. And I'm sorry to disappoint you that I haven't looked into it yet. Here we have the card content gap. And can we then reference it by using card content gap as well? Create BAM clauses, or if it has article in it. Here we have card gap. So what we can do is do a calc, because we want it to be -0 -2 rem. It doesn't like this. Should this be 1? It could be just me, but something like that should work, right? 1 pixel. I see. So 0 pixel would work like this. And then we say to it, we want to have the card gap. Looks like that isn't good enough. The content gap, of course. And so that makes our image touch the bottom. And then we want to change the image or the div, the image to have a border radius. So border, that's radius. It is radius M, I guess that should be working. Look at that. But it should be the bottom section. So this is the top left and the top right. So it should be something like this, if I remember correctly. Oops, that's my history. So this one is the top left corner, then you have the top right, then the bottom right and the bottom left corner. So if we copy the border radius right here and paste it in right there, we see that the image the card is starting to look like we want to. So that's the card number 1. For the card number 2, I want this to be to have the same kind of background. It's called base, and we want it to be dark, ultra dark. And if I remember correctly, there was an option to make the text work with that as well, but no clue where to find it. We have a color, auto color scheme. That sounds like fun. Does it work? Oh, damn. Scheme protections. Danger. No clue where I could set it. We have surfaces. Looks like fun. All right, we do this manually. No apologies needed. Watch it whenever. Don't need to know about the game to watch it. All right. Yeah, I've watched the first couple of episodes, if I remember correctly. So we go to color white. For the quote, I will do this manually right now. I think there should be an option to do this better, but I have no clue how right now. And that's the beauty of it. If you make mistakes when creating something and you think things can improve it later. Just go with the first version and then you can make changes. Yeah, we can make it easier, but by not going in here and keep this as default. See, we already see an improvement. So we remove the colors everywhere and just put it on the card. Because then you can manage everything in one go, as you can see. Look at that, that's just awesome. Even the icon is working. But we now have a little bit issue if we hover over it. So, and hover. Did you know that you can do this? That you can enter an %, and then it will use, it's similar to writing like this. So that's awesome. Backgrounds, base. It's all about the base, no trouble or no trouble. And if we now hover, look at that, no more hover effects. We can do the same one for the light cards, I guess. And hover. There we go. And both of them are working, so that's nice. And now we need to change the alignment for this one. We can approach this in two ways. We can do it as a display grid, which is, I think, a little bit easier. Or we can do this as a display flex, where we have this in one column and this in one column as well. We can do it either way. Let me think. Yeah, I guess the two column options with an extra div is easier. But we're not here for easier, we are here for tougher, especially for such a something like this, right? We have a display grid, and we have a template, grid template, dash columns, one fraction, and we have also 2 rows, grid template. Rows is also 2 rows, one fraction, and then this image will span 2 lines. So grid span 2. I need to see how this works because I don't know how this works by heart. And we can use our trusty friend for that one. And that's chat. Now we're chatting with Gemini, so it should be fine. Let's see. Go back in here. Create. I want an image switch to span to rows and 1 column in a CSS grid with 2 rows and 2 columns. What is the CSS output? That's the beauty of AI, baby. Look at that. Grid row. And there we are. Freaking awesome, if you ask me. But it looks a little bit big, right? Maybe you can say to this that it should be the minimum content. No, that should be fine. This should be max content. Max content. And these two should be the min content. The tiniest size of what's possible to fit it into. And as we can see right now, I think we can agree that this isn't the most beautiful thing that has been created. So for the first one, we can say that is 40 pixels. It's looking a little bit off. A little bit, right? Not by much. Say it's not much. Please say it's not much. I guess we can say that the height, it has a specific height, like 50 pixels. Only a little, so it's not much, right? Thanks. 40. 20. Ooh, 200 is a little bit too big. 50, 60, 50 pixels, something like that. And then we can change this to be 50 pixels. 50 by 50, that looks great. Then we can again add a gap of gap small. Does that work? Let's go to gap space. That's what it's called. Space. Spacem. S. XS. But that should only be on columns. Gap columns. How do I add gap columns in CSS? Column gap. Long live AI. I'm starting to use AI more and more, and it's really easy for these kind of things. Are simple tasks. You know what the answer is, but then you ask AI, and there we go. We have the solution. Now, it doesn't look that good right now because it's very big. So what we can do is go into our card testimonial and then, add a display of flags. And then justify content space between. Flex and or was it align items? Align items space between. What are this should be just very tiny. I don't know what kind of height it gets. It looks like it's getting 50-50, but that's not what I want. I want this to be the height of the card. So height, auto, 50 pixels. Max content. There we go. So now it has the right size. only thing that we need to do is to get it to the bottom. If I remember correctly, that should be the justify. What are the justify options? Because I really don't know. Justify content. Yeah. Like space between. You see? And is that only available in grid? Perhaps it is, right? Justify content space between. Align items, align content. It should be align content. And there we go. We have our basic cards already set up, or just already. I think it was a little bit over 30 minutes. And I know for sure that we can do this very quick. Let's also align this one to center. Align. I want everything to be aligned center, so let's scroll upwards. Go to our section, and then align content center. Nope, because that should be items. And there we go. And perhaps we should decrease the gap. So grab space S. Maybe even smaller wouldn't look nicer. Yeah, that looks nicer. But I think this text, the accent text, is a little bit too big. And quite possibly we'll be reusing the accent as well in different places. So let's add another class for this one specifically, if you want to reuse it. Font size of text S. And now it's a bit smaller. I think that's good enough. So there we have our little testimonial section. Using the cards. It looks a bit similar to what we have created in our Figma file. And with a bit similar, I think it's very similar. Only the text name should be a little bit smaller. So we can add font size, text S. And the same goes for this one. For font size, text, oops, text S. There we go. And this should have a bigger font weight. Bold. Because it needs to be clearly visible. And look at that. I think that looks awesome. Maybe a bit more gap will work in this case. So let's add a bit more gap. Now it feels more balanced if you ask me. Yep, that feels way better. Thanks, bro. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good, buddy. And this actually should be a separate, not part of card testimonial, now that I think of it, because we might want to use this in different sections, but fair enough. What should we do? Should we just redo these, or? P means pretty in internet slang. I've told you this, keep up, old man. Well, it's a little bit too troublesome for this old guy, because yeah, I'm not that of an internet expert. Or witty slang of nowadays. Young kids what they're babbling about. Sorry, couldn't, I need to do that, right? Content gap. Card gap. Card gap. Gap. Gap, 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 gap. Display flex. Flex direction. Row. Column. rows. That's why I hate doing that, because I never know which one I really need to use. God, words. Where is it? It's not that one, it's this one. Card quote. And with grid display grid, we'll fix it in one go, because then it's a little bit easier, because grid automatically goes into rows, whereas flex goes automatically into columns. So when you just put in grid, it gets the grid gap, and then it should be fine. Yeah, we kids do like our slang. Right, I think that's it. We're done with this. If you ask me, we've done a very nice job into creating this testimonial section for today. I'm going to copy and paste this section because I'm very happy with how this looks actually. And yeah, hopefully it helped you out. Thanks, brother, for joining me. One little nice update you might have missed. I'm now part of the YouTube partner program, and you can now do super chats and that sort of things. So that's really awesome. We can do certain things as well, so it's fun. Thanks. It's only the first version, so I'm part of the memberships kind of thing and doing super chats, but not of the monetization. That will be the next step. But anyways, thank you. Thank you all for watching and joining. And if you're rewatching this, let me know what next section I should create, because I love experimenting with this and just trying to do things. So thank you all for watching, and as always, keep designing.